If you're a diehard sports fan or sports fanatic, then this is the place you want to be. You're now listening to the Bra Amigos podcast, the best place for all sports everything. So pull up and let's go.
And welcome back. Bra Amigos podcast. You already know me, the homie Rob in the building, coming back at y'all again. More sports and news dropping every week. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. Give us ideas if you have it. Help us run it up. Share and tell a friend. But tell them what's up, Rob.
America, it's almost time. We got, 4 more sleeps until the season that we've all been waiting for. The season that I've been waiting to put my money into. NFL season is upon us. We're about to all get enveloped by some hits, by some touchdowns, by some, sabermetrics probably. Like it's time. It's time, and I can't wait for it. Like, if you've been following our show, we've been doing him or them for the very longest. It's the longest running series, longest running game in podcasting right now. It's the most popular. Of course, all y'all been talking about it. Your homies been talking about it. Your little homies been talking about it. Your mama been talking about it. Like, hey, when they gonna do him and them? We about to do some more him and them right now. But the difference is, about to rapid fire for y'all. We gotta do it quick now. We gotta help y'all out. So Nate,
what's up?
You ready to do some him or them?
Ready for the him or them.
Let's get some him or them. So, as y'all know, with him or them, it all goes like this. So, when we talk about a team, when we talk about a player, when we talk about anything that's in the sports world or in the world for that matter, we ask each other, is this him or is this them? And you know how it is, because like when what the saying goes is like when you say I'm him. No, we want to know, like, does the world think you him or the world think you just them? You think just somebody else? So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to run down each division and we're going to talk about, are these teams him or they're just them? But we're going to rapid fire. We're going to just basically do it all together instead of going deep dive. We're going to do it all together. All right, but first, we're going to do the division that's close to my heart, the NFC North. So, Nate,
let's go.
What teams are you thinking are him or are they just them?
Okay. You said NFC North, right?
For sure.
I'm going to be honest, dog. I think it's just your Vikings and Detroit. That's it. I want to maybe possibly throw Chicago in there. I know Green Bay ain't got it. I'm sorry, cheeseheads. Y'all ain't got it. The milk went bad. Just know that y'all don't have it. Y'all are definitely them coming out of there. And I'm going to definitely go ahead and give a him to Minnesota and Detroit. Both teams looking very good. Chicago, I don't want to throw you as a him just yet, because I'm not sure what Justin Fields is going to be, but I'm going to put y'all borderline. Y'all straddling. I'm not going to give y'all them. I'm not going to give y'all him. I'm going to leave y'all where y'all at.
Well, funny enough, bro, I actually think the Lions and the Bears are him.
Oh.
So here's why I'm saying that. I think the Lions, the team that they've built, the offense that they have right now is going to be very good for the rest of the season. With Amon-Ra St. Brown, with Jared Goff, with Jamar Gibbs, I think they're going to be him. I think the Bears, with what they have, bringing in DJ Moore, with having Khalil Herbert, I think they're going to be great, and I think they're going to have a nice defense. I'm still worried on the Vikings. So they're like that. And they're right there. But yeah, the Packers, I think they're gonna be all right, but they ain't him yet. They're gonna be some them. So for me, Bears and Lions are gonna be him, and everybody else is like teetering.
I got Packers like 6-11, bro. I
Mm.
got them like 6-11. I don't
I think
see.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, I don't see him getting more than 6 wins. Sorry, cheeseheads. I just don't see him. Next division, Rob.
NFC East with the team that you love, Nate, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Commanders. I mean, that name change might come soon, whatever. So I ain't gotta worry about that. And the Eagles. So who you thinking, bro? Him or them?
Fly, Eagles, fly. Hemi, Butler, Jalen, Hurts. I'm giving it to him. Dallas, boy, I hate to say this. This is going to taste so bad coming up out of my mouth right now. I'm only giving y'all a him because I feel like y'all are going to win 10 games. Okay? But in traditional Cowboy fashion, y'all going to lose in the second round. Just throwing it out there. Giants, I can't see it. Daniel Jones ain't took enough, like, he hasn't progressed as well as I thought he was gonna progress because they were like, oh, he's coming out of the man in camp and this, that, and the other. And I was expecting a 4,000-5,000 yard season from him by now, or close. Especially with having Saquon Barkley in the backfield. And he can scramble. He's not a stiff quarterback. I was thinking he was gonna have like at least a 4,000 by 9, and he would at least will them to the playoffs. They might have not won, but they would have willed them. So I'm gonna definitely go Nim. Commanders, I'm gonna just give y'all a Nim because I don't believe in y'all. I just don't. I just don't believe in y'all. I just don't. What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking actually the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Giants are all him. Commanders are teetering. I think this division is going to be very competitive, and I think it's going to be the best division in the NFC. But no, the Eagles, they are still him. They are very much still him, and that defense is going to be very nice. The Giants are going to be really good. Like, I think that defense is going to be like, it's going to surprise a lot of people, like how good it is with Thibodeau, with Xavier McKinney, Dexter Lawrence. Like, I think they're going to have a very nice, and they just added Okereke
Yep.
from Indianapolis. No, I think they're going to be really good. And then the Cowboys, I think they're going to have a nice team all together. Like with everything that they brought back with Donovan Wilson, with CD Lamb, Micah Parsons, I think they're gonna be good. But nah, I got all three of those teams in as him, and one of those teams might just be my Super Bowl pick. Might surprise you.
Yeah, I could maybe see it. I just don't look. I'm gonna be honest with you, Giants. I love y'all defense. Shout out to the boy Arian. You know who watches the show, my homie. He Giants fan. I love y'all defense. I just don't have faith in your quarterback right now. I just don't. I am he of little faith with Daniel Jones right now. I am he of little faith. Next division, Rob.
The NFC West, brother.
Oh, I can
And
tell you
so
now.
yeah, you what's up, bro?
I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna let you know who I feel like it's him coming up out of them. Rams, San Francisco, and surprisingly enough, Seattle, Geno Smith making a comeback. If you guys were not paying attention, Geno had a 4,000 plus yard season last year, even though he cracked a bunch of jokes on Russell Wilson. I'm cool with that. I got those three as him, Cardinals, Nim, only because I feel like Kyler Murray doesn't want to be there as much as we think he wants to be there. Well, I think he doesn't want Cliff Kingsbury being the head coach right now. That's what I feel like personally. I think that's what it is. I just believe he's like, look, give me somebody else in here to do the offense. Let's try this again. Even though Kingsbury was the person who warned him, that's who said this, that, and the other. I do think he's grown a little bit as a quarterback, not physically though, and I think he's ready for something else. So I just had to cut you off because I already had strong feelings on that one. I had strong feelings on that one. What you feeling?
Nah, bro, you good. I would say the only team. I would say the only two teams that I'm basically saying are going to be him are the Seahawks and the Niners. Like, I think those two teams are still going to be nice. Seahawks are going to be good. Like, they have a very solid team all around. They got a lot of skill players, good skill players on offense, great skill players on defense. Like, I think they're going to be him. 49ers, I don't know how well they're going to be after the loss of D'Amico Ryans. I think they're still going to have a great offense, but I don't know how that much that defense is going to be affected by his loss. Rams, I am of little faith with them because I have no sight of redeemable qualities for that team. They're gonna come in with a broken Matt Stafford, seemingly broken Cooper Cup, who's like news is on, his hamstring is very much giving him problems. I don't see anything else out of that team that I could basically be like, ooh, I like. Nah, I don't.
I think if they can get across to the young kids on offense, this is why I'm giving them a him. If they can get across to the young kids on offense, I think that they stand a fair shot of at least winning 10 games. You gotta give them at least, I'ma say the defense can win them 6 with Aaron Donald on the other side. Okay? And then I'm thinking that they can will out 4 more on offense. That's why I'm giving them a him. I just want to be very specific about that. That's why I'm giving them a him. Because you can't count out AD. Because unlike the other AD in LA, this one ain't always dinged. This one is out there demolishing people. Matter of fact, his name need to be always demolishing. That's what his AD stands for. Always demolishing quarterbacks. That's why I'm giving it to him. I say their defense can win you 6 and they can will another 4 out.
That's fair. I would say, like, for Donald, I think he's going to get a lot of doubles because I think that there's nobody else on the team that they really have to worry about. The Von Millers, the Bobby Wagners, the Jalen Ramseys, the people that, names that you've known for years are all gone from that team. And granted, like, I'm a little ignorant of what their roster construction still is, but I can't think of anybody I could be like, oh shit, I need to worry about them on offense or defense. At least, I mean, Aaron Donald, yes, on defense, but like after him, who? And that's where I'm at with that. But no, I mean, I get it. Like I mean, we'll see.
We will see.
But yeah, like the Cardinals, I'm a little more optimistic on them, even though it doesn't seem like Kyler Murray's going to be back too soon. But I still think that they're going to be pretty nice, and I have them about at the same level as the Rams, but a little bit more.
He don't want to be that though. Well, he doesn't want Cliff Kingsbury to be. I'm gonna be very specific when I'm saying that. He doesn't want Cliff Kingsbury there. That's it. That's how I feel about that one. Next division.
The NFC South. Brother.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm not gonna say this is the worst division in football, but it might be the worst division in football right now. It's debatable. But okay, I don't want to say all of y'all are them. Okay, I don't want to say all of y'all are them. But if we're gonna be honest, there ain't too many strong cases for him out there right now. It's not. Saints, I'm gonna stand by y'all right now, and I'm gonna give y'all a him. And maybe Carolina. I'm not gonna lie. Carolina might have something cooking. I'm not gonna front on them. Atlanta, you better hope that New Orleans don't throw a Mardi Gras parade whenever they play y'all in Atlanta this year, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Because if they beat y'all, they gonna recreate Bourbon Street down there. Just throwing that one out there to you. In Tampa Bay, without a quarterback, where y'all going? Just without a quarterback, where y'all going? Nowhere. That's like saying I got in the passenger seat in the car by myself and told it, drive. We ain't going nowhere. Where the hell we going? Nowhere. What are you thinking, Rob?
We on the same page, bro. Panthers and Saints are my hymns. I think they're gonna be nice teams. I think the Saints are gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's
like
about the
I
only
think,
one.
yeah, but I think the Panthers are gonna be good. I think the Panthers are well constructed when you're talking about a young team that has young players that can build upon itself, especially when you talk about J.C. Horn, Joe Horn's son.
Yep.
You got Miles Sanders. You just drafted Bryce Young, which we
Yep.
don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'm optimistic at this point. They got Hayden Hurst, who's a veteran tight end that's going to be able to be that outlet. They just drafted Jonathan Mingo. I think they're going to be nice. They got a nice defense as well. Like I think they're going to be good. Saints with that Carr Olave connection is
Yep.
going to be pretty. And then you got Michael Thomas coming back. Hopefully he can stay for more than 4 fucking games. But still, like, I mean, I think they're gonna have at least a nice little squad that's gonna be able to compete. That's gonna be able to compete nicely within that division. Everybody else is dumpster fire dookie shit.
Oh yeah.
I think the Buccaneers are a tumor. Like I think they're just like a lump of just stuff that just needs to be removed. And it sucks that Todd Bowles is the head of that, but it is what it is. And then like the Falcons are more like if you were to like throw 3 or 4 diamonds into a dump. That's what the Falcons are. They just like they got Pitts over here. They got Bijan Robinson over there.
Yep.
They got Drake London right over there, and poop all around all of them.
Exactly.
And so that they're very much them.
Atlanta, you failed. You failed to get a quarterback. You had one job. One. Go get a quarterback. And y'all failed. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can do this. Like I don't understand the dynamic of that one. They knew we have talent. We need a quarterback to throw to our talent. And what did they do? I ain't got no quarterback. just I ain't got no quarterback. It's that simple. It's that simple. But next division, Rob.
AFC South. We're gonna keep it in the South. Who you got, bro?
I'm gonna definitely say Tennessee. I can't count out King Henry. I can't. Now, I'm gonna throw this one out there, and this is. I only got one more after this. First, I'm gonna say Jacksonville. I feel like Jacksonville is gonna make a push this year. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is probably gonna have a good year this year. Houston, as much as I want to say that y'all have a problem, I think that y'all might have a solution. Okay? Y'all had a quarterback that was carrying y'all. Y'all lost him. And now y'all have another quarterback that can possibly carry y'all. If he can get this done, I think y'all are looking at maybe like a 9-win team, maybe a 10-win team. I'm not going to set that in stone. It's going to be how CJ Stroud comes out there and he handles himself. If he handles himself anywhere on the level that Deshaun Watson did in those first few years, now's the time to keep a quarterback happy. And I'm going to be real with y'all, Indianapolis. Y'all have no hope. Y'all one piece of hope wants to be traded. So let him be traded. What you thinking, Rob?
Oh no, I really got just really Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's gonna be a playoff team, which y'all I'm gonna speak on that in a minute. But yeah, I think the Texans are a him in waiting. I think they're like right there, and I think they're going to be like a him for the next decade. But right now, they're like an apprentice him. Like they're right there. Titans, no, I don't have any faith in you. None. You are gone. And then really, yeah, the Colts, they can be a him, but nah, they ain't really got much. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot. But yeah, that's all I got. Let's go ahead and go to the AFC West and round this whole thing out. Who you got, bro?
AFC West? Oh,
Yes, sir.
that's easy. Everybody except Vegas. Everybody except Vegas.
Hmm.
I don't have faith in y'all Raiders. I don't. I believe in the Chargers. Justin Herbert, get it done. And you know, I believe in the man, the myth, the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. I believe in him. Now, some of y'all may not agree with me with Denver, but you got a new head coach calling his offense now. I believe this is gonna be his next retribution year, his comeback again. And I got Denver for at least 10, 11 games. I think the Broncos are in there. I gotta respect those three teams. Vegas, I don't respect y'all. I don't. Y'all look decent, but Derek Carr went away, kind of lost phase whenever y'all got rid of him. And I just been looking for some sort of sign, Like the Broncos gave me a sign. They had a 41-0 victory in the preseason. As much as you may want to say preseason doesn't count, I feel like it at least gives me an expectation of what could happen. Okay.
Ain't nothing.
But Vegas, what have you shown me? What who do you feel like, Rob? Just who do you feel like?
Oh no, we on the same page. Everybody but Vegas. I'm optimistic on the Broncos. I'm optimistic that Russell Wilson can bounce back this year. I think Chiefs are like the team of that conference. And so I think that they're gonna be like the one that's up there. And then yeah, like the Chargers, I think gonna be competing all year as long as they don't get hurt again. But no, I think we're on the same page.
Let me tell you something. Vegas, it's people rolling in their grave over there right now, okay? It's that simple. And I know that y'all may not want to believe it, but it's true. And by it happening like this, it's the truth. Y'all let your quarterback go. And who did they get back?
The lesser, same damn near quarterback.
Okay. So I had a Big Mac and I traded it in and got a McDouble. Okay? I had a Big Mac and I traded it in and got a McDouble. Why the hell do I want a McDouble whenever I had the Big Mac with the secret sauce and the third bun and the lettuce and tomatoes and all of this on there and the fillingness? And then I told them, nah, I don't want this. Give me the McDouble. That's what they did. That's essentially what you did, Vegas. You had a Big Mac, got a McDouble, and now you stuck with the McDouble. Unless you can maneuver something and get something back, but I don't see it happening.
Right.
Eh. I don't know, bro. It is gonna be a very interesting football year though this year. I see a lot of games. I see us seeing some high scoring games. I see us seeing some stuff that's gonna go hard. Um, if everybody is on point, like I feel like everything is gonna be on point. I feel like this is gonna be an awesome football year for us. I feel like we're gonna see some banger playoff games. And speaking of that, we got a playoff prediction coming up. Just give us a minute. But first, we're gonna get into our overall predictions for stuff. And we're gonna lead with who will get the number one pick. Who you got, Rob?
So, like, not many people, like, everybody goes for, like, all right, who's going to be the playoff teams? Who's going to be this? Who's going to be that? I would like to say who's going to be the number one overall pick this year. And I also got, like, a little idea for the number one overall pick, but that's going to come later in the show. No foreshadowing. Like winking. But here's who I think is going to be the number one overall pick, or who's going to have the number one overall pick, because the number one overall pick is going to probably be Caleb Williams, chances are. But I think who's going to have the number one overall pick? The Rams. I think the Rams are going to end up having the number one overall pick. Like I said, I don't have too much irredeemable qualities that they are going to basically, be somebody this year. And I think they're going to get beat a fair amount. And so I think, the Rams, I very much see them as being the team that's going to be holding the number one overall pick and probably getting Caleb Williams. Either them or the Titans. So.
Okay. I could see those two. But I'm going to throw one in there, though. New England. I can see those three teams sucking the most. Because I just want to throw this out there. They got Mac, but Mac didn't eclipse 3,000 yards last year, okay? Their defense is suspect. Okay? It's suspect at times. At times. Not all the time. It has moments of suspicity. Okay? We're gonna make up a new word, okay?
Suspicity.
Sometimes they're a little suspect. And their offense is, I will quote an article that I saw a few weeks ago. Their wide receivers are stink, stank, and stunk. There you go. So I'm picking you to stink the most and probably get this number one pick because I don't see them lucking up on another Brady. Okay? I don't see that happening. I just don't. I feel like the analytical side and the eye test side of people who go and scout and look at people is too good to let another Tom Brady happen way back there, especially in times now. I feel like if you have a Tom Brady, he's going to be like second round, second, no later than third round. They're not going to let him fall way back there. They're not letting that happen. But I do agree with Rob's two picks. I got to throw New England in there to stink the most this year.
I just don't see them stinking. Like, I get where you're coming from with it. But I do think the addition of Juju Smith-Schuster, I think is going to be better for them to basically go with, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, who I think is going to be very nice in that offense. He's going to give that Gronk light kind of feel. But no, I don't see them stinking. I think they're going to be a upper mediocre team, but I don't see them stinking.
Okay. And whenever I say stink, I'm going to clarify this. I'm not saying that you're going to stink by choice. I mean, by the will of the other team beating your behind, it's why you're going to stink. You might put up a fight, but a loss is a loss is a loss is a loss. It's that simple. Now,
that's fair.
my only thing with the Titans is this. They know what their issues are. Okay? You know that quarterback play is not the best thing that y'all have. We know this. Even though your quarterback is subject to go for 300 yards any day, it's just wood dice we throw that day. It's literally wood dice you're going to throw that day with him if he's going to get this. And that's the problem. The guy in the backfield, I'm not worried about him. He's pretty much guaranteed 1,200 yards. I'm not even worried about him. If anything, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say this: whenever any team plays Tennessee, you know Derrick Henry is just like he just don't have the speed of Adrian Peterson. I feel like Adrian Peterson probably was the closest thing that I feel like I'll ever see to a perfect running back. He was strong. He was fast. The man jumped out of a pool, bro. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen that clip, but it's still on YouTube. The man jumped out of a pool and landed on both feet. Okay. If you go to jump out of the pool right now, you're just gonna hover in the water. Okay. I just want you to think about the amount of explosive muscular power it takes for you to jump out the pool and land on your feet, even if it's in only 3-4 feet of water. It's that simple. But I feel like Derrick Henry is that dude in the backfield for them. He's gonna run. They got Tannehill, they got Malik Willis, and they got Will Levis. I don't know who y'all gonna start. Probably Tannehill. I don't see Will Levis starting. Maybe, possibly, if Tannehill gets hurt, I don't see them putting Malik Willis. He's like a second year. So, I see them maybe trying to lean on Will if something happens to Tannehill. But we all know Tannehill is shady. He's 35. He's either gonna give you 150 yards. He may throw 350 yards that day. He may only throw 100 yards. But we know one thing. Whenever he's at center, we rolling the dice. And whenever he's behind center, we're rolling the dice. You don't know what you're gonna get. And that's gonna be their biggest issue, period. Got a good defense, hell of a running back. Quarterbacks ain't shit. And we all know this is a quarterback driven league. You better be a hell of a game manager, or a hell of a gunslinger, or a hell of a pocket pass, or a hell of a something, or a scrambler that can throw. You need to be one of those to make it come playoff time in this league. You got to make the defense make a decision. So, yeah, we're picking you three to stink the most. Like I said, not by choice, but by will of the other team. So, just live with it. Next prediction, Rob.
All right, next we're gonna go to playoff teams. So the playoff teams, we already did him and them, and if y'all go back to the archives, we got some him and them down there. You go ahead and check that out. But the teams that I'm picking that's gonna be in the playoffs, I'm gonna let y'all get some time to write this down. Pause the video and just write it down. Get your pencil pad, do your notes app or whatever. But teams I have: the Bills, the Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Broncos. Those are my 7 AFC teams. Like those are the teams that I think are gonna make the playoffs. So those are the teams that I got up there. For the NFC, the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Lions, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Seahawks. Those are the teams that I have in the NFC. And I'll just go ahead and make my Super Bowl prediction. It's going to be the Ravens and the Giants. Those are the teams that I actually have that's going to basically make it to the end and be those two teams that's going to represent their conferences. I think the Ravens are going to be very much nicer this year, having Lamar Jackson coming back, having like that defense hopefully staying healthy. I think that they're going to be a phenomenal team for the AFC, and I think they're going to basically outlast the Chiefs and be that team that's going to last to the end. For the Giants, I honestly think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. Granted, like I ain't the motherfucker winning in Vegas, so you can basically go against my pick all you want. But I think the Giants and that defense, and I think they're going to have a good enough offense. The addition of Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Hodgins, Saquon coming back, basically contract year. Daniel Jones, now paid. I think he's going to be good enough, and I think he's got some talent. So yeah, I think they're going to be the ones that's going to last to the end. So who you got, bro?
Okay, so with that being said, I agree with everything that you said, except I have one caveat in the AFC. Okay, I know we're both expecting the Jags to show up this year, but I'm gonna throw this one out there. The Dolphins. I can't count them out with the offensive talent that they have, okay? I just see them, if somebody's going to upset somebody for a spot in that division, I see it being them. The reason is I can't count out Tyreek Hill. I can't count out Jalen Waddle. I can't count out Tua, barring he doesn't have some sort of major injury that stops him from going out there and performing. As long as that doesn't happen, if somebody's going to upset somebody, it's going to be them, and it's going to be in that division. In the NFC, we already know Eagles are pretty much king over them. The Cowboys going to do cowboy-like things. Lions, Bears, Panthers, I see, like we said, great young team. They just need experience. Seahawks, I see Geno doing real good again this year. And I can see, the Giants doing what they need to do. Saquon is in a contract year. We always know running backs always run their ass off whenever it's contract year. Always. Now, the thing that might play against him is if they make the playoffs, and it's because of him, I think the Giants re-sign him. But I think if he has something that's a lackluster performance, I think that the Giants go against signing him because of the current situation that they've done in the running back market right now. That's the only way I see that he doesn't get a sizable contract, because of what they've done to undervalue the running back, the running back market right now. Which another day I gotta touch on this, but fullbacks are extinct in the NFL. And now it looks like they're trying to slowly but surely devalue those running backs enough so they can pop them in and out like Skittles, bro. They can do what they want to do with them. That's what I feel like this is slowly becoming. But those are my picks. I'm with you. Like I said, that one caveat for the AFC, can't count the Dolphins out. And the next prediction, Rob, I see that we're going to go Super Bowl predictions. Who are you picking?
Oh yeah, I said the Ravens and the Giants being those teams as far as the Super Bowl, but also my league MVP is going to be Lamar Jackson.
You picking
I think
Lamar?
He's going to come back, and I think with that new revamped offense, I think he's going to blow the lid off a lot of shit. And so I got him as the MVP.
Okay, so Super Bowl wise, I got two predictions. I feel like we might see a rematch, Chiefs Eagles, or I have some iteration of the Chiefs going either against, I feel like a long shot of maybe the Panthers, maybe the Seahawks. And if I don't say that the Chiefs come out of the AFC, it's definitely the Ravens for me. It's either the Ravens or the Bengals. Those are the other two that I can see come out. Because the Bengals, they done got a little taste of that Super Bowl blood. They just didn't win it.
Right.
I could see them getting a chance at getting this. If the Chiefs don't make it, I could definitely see Cincinnati or Baltimore getting in there. And I think if one of them gets in there, I could only hope that the Cowboys make it to the big show and then lose. Nothing would please me better than that. Just watching for weeks them. How about them Cowboys? And we America's team, America, and all of that. And we got Dak, and we well, they can't say they got Zeke. We got Tony, and we got this one, and we got Michael. And then just fall flat on their face whenever they go to the Super Bowl. Now, granted, this happens that y'all do manage to win a Super Bowl. God knows we're going to hear about this one. Let's see, it's 2023. Y'all still talk about 95, 96. How many years we looking at, Rob? About
a lot.
About 18? So a small human has turned into an adult since then. So if they were to win one, we'll probably die hearing this about the 2023 Super Bowl that they won. So that's why I hope that y'all fall flat on your face. Like I said, it's not the team. It's just some of y'all that's fans. That's it.
I still love you.
He does. I don't. I just know. I don't. If y'all happen to make it to the Super Bowl, I just want you to know I'm going to be praying to God that God is a fan of whatever other team is out there instead of y'all right then and there. Not going to wish life-threatening injuries on y'all or nothing, but I will be hoping somebody stub a toe, roll an ankle, something like that, and we go ahead and cart y'all off to the side. Minuscule stuff. This is minuscule stuff. Nothing too bad. But we are going to move on. Oh, hold on. Before we move on, I have to agree with you with league MVP. It's either going to be your boy or Mahomes. I feel like those are the only two candidates. And I'm going to throw this one out there just because I think for the Jags to have a great year, he's going to have to do something. I'm going to throw Trevor Lawrence in there running because I feel like if they're gonna do something, Sunshine is gonna have to throw for 4,000 plus yards this season.
Maybe 5.
Maybe even 5. Sunshine, if that's gonna be my third pick, and the only other person I could maybe see winning this. And I'm gonna throw this out there, and we didn't say that this team was a playoff team or anything like that. But I'm gonna cover my ass with this one. If, and this is if the Browns have a good year and Deshaun Watson goes out there and throws for 4,500 yards, rushes for another 400 or 500 yards with his feet, and they wind up winning 11 or 12 games this season, he'll be in the talk for that MVP. And I'm throwing that as a big if out there because I think that they're going to have a decent season, but I don't see it happening too easily.
Not a division too good.
Division way too good.
Ravens going to be good. Bengals going to be good. Steelers going to be nice. Like, nah.
Yeah. That division is way too good. But I'm just covering my ass with that one, just because you know them odd phenomenons come out of nowhere, left field, and this happens and that happens, and it happens to go the right way for him. That's that extra long shot team that I see if they're gonna make a move. The NFL has got a bunch of good teams now. I feel like the NFL is turning into what the is doing what the NBA started getting rid of a few years ago. You don't have as many trash teams in the NBA anymore, and now you're not starting to have as many trash teams in the NFL. It's just where we rank them or where we perceive where their wins and losses are going to be. But structurally, there's a lot more sound NFL teams now. And we talking about, I don't know if some of y'all remember, this might date me a little bit, but I remember like Tim Couch being quarterback for the Browns, bro. Way back. That's in the 90s. Like, come on now. Tim Couch. And now you got Deshaun Watson, who was a guy who was running for MVP at one time, and he was definitely a top 10 quarterback at one time, barring his whole incident. So incidents. So it's a lot less trash out there. But still, Commanders, y'all need a better name. Can't be called the Skins no more. You got to come up with something better than the Washington. Maybe the Washington Generals. You don't like Generals, Rob?
If you're gonna change it to like the thing, okay. Sidetrack. I'm a vet. It's pretty face. I was in the military at one point. The Pentagon is at Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders play in Washington, D.C. Where all the commanders sit, the big top commanders, they sit in fucking D.C. Commanders make fucking sense. I am not, because this is where I'm making this aside. You motherfuckers, they keep saying the Washington football team was a good team. It's a stupid fucking name. It's more general than the fucking Commanders. Because y'all want to basically talk about, oh, with the Commanders, that just sounds like a team out of a movie. What does Washington football team sound like? There's two NFL teams in a Washington sense. Because if you don't realize, Seattle is in the state of fucking Washington. So if you're calling it the Washington football team, that makes it more confusing because there's a team in actual fucking Washington. So naming it that wouldn't make a lick of sense. And I've been saying this for years, and I'm actually glad to put my face to it, because I am tired of y'all trying to be trendy and trying to be like, well, yeah, Washington football team. Yeah, that sounds like a good name. Why did they ever change it from that? They could go back to that. Stop trying to be cute. All right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be cute. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah. And Washington football team sounded stupid. I can remember how many times I told you that shit sounded stupid.
Yeah.
So
it's a dumb name. And granted, I know that they didn't want to pay for the Red Wolves or the whatever it was. I'm fine if they change it to that. Whatever they change it to, I really don't give a shit. I was one of the people that I remember when the Oklahoma City Thunder became itself. I thought that was a stupid name. But it was like, okay, now they're the Thunder. It's like you learn to live with it. But it's one of those things like Commanders, it's fine. Now, granted, when it goes to like they're called the commies, that's when I'm like, okay.
And that's my thing against it right there.
And the red, yeah. I understand that. But be that as it may, just basically, I'm just saying Washington football team is a stupid fucking name. Don't ever change it to that shit. That's the stupidest fucking shit in the world. Ever.
Now, back on track with your weekly broadcast. Rob has a method that he feels like would stop these teams from tanking. Rob, take it away. Tell them how you're going to do it.
Stay with me here. So, as you just remember last year, the team that had the number one overall pick they earned that was the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears was not going to take a quarterback in the draft. So what they did was They did a very good trade with the Panthers to get DJ Moore and the ninth pick
Yeah.
and like basically a bunch of other picks. And the Panthers got Bryce Young with the number 1 overall pick. Be going with that and to stay with me here. I think the NFL owners should look inward and think about what teams they can jump. And not saying jump in a draft sense, but jump in a back in the hood sense. I think that they need to basically target a team that has a quarterback that's not great, but a team that they can take advantage of. Like, and this is not saying to give you ideas, NFL teams, but like the Texans, they're not going anywhere right now. They actually have 2 quarterbacks that are decent, at least. If the teams wanted to jump them and be like, hey, we're all going to really go in on those teams, on that team right there. Now, because I can't really think of their schedule right now, but like the teams that's outside that division basically have a little more oomph when they play them. I think that would be best for them so that they can eventually trade, with the Texans for that pick. So that's what my idea is. And look, this could stay between me and you, 31 teams. We'll just like wink at the team. Okay, I could do it with both eyes. Like, I think we can basically do it with the team. Like, we won't tell the other team that, we're gonna do that to them. It'll stay between us, me, Nate, and y'all. All right.
Secret.
We'll just talk about it amongst ourselves. And I mean that other team, hey, be down for the cause. Look at what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a haul for that pick. Because actually it's helping you in the long run. Yeah, you're gonna be hurt, you're gonna be sore. But think about, the haul you're gonna get. You're gonna get multiple firsts. You might get a pro that's gonna help your team. Think about that for you. And this is me coming for you. Like I am a helpful soul here. I am just a bastion of good information. Even if I don't even know if I use the word bastion right. But I'm here for you. I am a helper. I am a helpful soul. We just gonna keep it between us, all right?
Yep.
But that's just my idea. Y'all could discuss it amongst yourselves. Go back and do whatever y'all do. Y'all old white men, y'all do whatever it is and could join and put on your hoods and talk about what you're gonna talk about. But that's the idea that I'm coming for you to help you.
Now, moving on, we got to touch on a few more things before we get away from y'all. Prime time in Colorado. It was prime time, baby. It
must be the money.
It must be. Deion Sanders' team in Colorado, 45-42. His son, 510 yards. 510 yards through there. 4 touchdowns. It was a game last night. It was a game last night, Rob, and it was a hell of a game. And now I believe I'm going to drink a little bit of the Colorado Kool-Aid, baby. The Mile High Kool-Aid. Got to be careful. They sell marijuana out there. But I'll drink some of the Mile High Kool-Aid right now. I'm with you, Team Prime. I'm with you. You got me. You got me. Now, I don't know how many we're going to get about that schedule, but you got me right now. How you feeling about this, Rob?
I feel good. Granted, I was criticizing Deion for a little bit for what happened with that Jackson State. I mean, he basically, I wouldn't say he sold a bill of goods, but the way that he came off was more about seemingly long term than what he was there and what he did there. But at least for game one, where everybody told him that you are gonna get dog walked and you are gonna get beat. And TCU, they just can't. They were just in the national championship game. They, granted, their team ain't what it was last year, but they were ranked number 17. And Colorado went out there on the road and beat them and stayed in the game. It wasn't like it was a fluke. It wasn't like, they were beating them and then TCU never had a chance. They kept coming back and Colorado still staved them off. Travis Hunter, that interception where he jumped that route, bro. That man needs to be playing tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Next Sunday, he needs to be on an NFL team.
On a team
right now.
Keanu's done a hell of a job, Rob. He's done a hell of a job with that group that he's got. And I don't know if you saw the thing where they were saying they were asking him why he doesn't have captains with C's, and he said, "I got the L's on the boys who are leaders, and the D's on the dude who are dogs, cause they going out here and get this." That's the letters that he put on the people. He put the L's on the leaders, which his son has one. Whenever you get a chance, go check it out. And then dang, I forgot the kid on defense's name, but he got a D on him.
Travis Hunter. Yeah, I think I saw that.
I think Travis Hunter does have one. And he said that stands for dogs. He said, I got leaders and I got dogs out there. And I said, ooh. I said, that boy ready. I said, he is ready. He's gonna be that. Colorado, y'all looking great. Y'all looking great.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
About the L's and the D's.
Keep my comments to myself.
Oh yes. That is gonna be hilarious though. People are gonna talk about that. Now we're gonna segue a little bit into MLB, and we gotta talk about this real quick. Wander Franco. I think he's done, dog. I think he's done. I think we're never to see Wander Franco again in the MLB.
Yep.
I talked to a friend of mine. He's Dominican, and me and him had like a 30-minute discussion about this, and I had to save this till we got on here to talk about this. So he was like, Nate, do you understand? In DR, those people are cool with that. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean they're cool with it? I was like, are you mean people aren't gonna say anything about it? Or is it something that's just regular, He was like, Nate, he was like, 16 in DR is almost like 18 here with you guys. And I was like, really? And me and him went back and forth with this for a few minutes. We didn't argue, but he just broke it down to me about the politics. And he was like, do you understand if you got money, whenever you're in the DR, he said, you can go to the police and pay the police, and the police will just turn a blind eye to whatever you're doing. He said, whenever you got money like he got, he said, they're not going to pay you any mind. He said, he's going to get scrutinized here for that. He said, but he'll always be able to go back to DR and nobody's going to pressure him about it. Nobody's going to talk about it. He said, it's a common thing around here. He said, I'll tell you now. He said, there are plenty of dudes who are walking around with chicks that are 16 and they're in their 20s. He said, nobody's going to pressure them about him. He said, in Wander's case, he said, Wander has money. He said, if it was a case in DR, he said he can buy anything away, anything press-wise in DR, he can buy that to go away. He said, but in the MLB, he said in the States, he said, y'all aren't going to let it fly. He said, he's not going to probably ever play there. He said, but he's never going to feel any pressure for what he did in the Dominican Republic. And that crap just, it blew my mind to hear him say that. And he was totally calm about it. We didn't argue about it because we were just talking about baseball. And he was like, yeah. He said he probably never play again in the MLB, but there's no problem with him in the DR with that. And I was like, word? Nothing. And he was like, nothing. He was nothing. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, that just goes to show you how much of a cultural difference it is in places where it's shit that gets accepted in other places, but isn't accepted here. But down there, he'll be fine. But here, he's going to be scrutinized. But I don't see him playing again in the league, Rob. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, yeah. When they said it was multiple girls, or they said that it was another investigation that was opened up about two more allegations with
Mm-hmm.
minors. It's getting to that point where it's like he's going to be out of the league sooner than later. And granted, Wanda Franco's great talent. Like he's up and coming. The Rays signed him to a huge contract, which now at this point is probably going to get like the character clauses where they don't have to pay it out. At this like now point, and I mean he's 22,
Yeah,
so he's got a long life ahead of him. But yeah, that's it. I mean, and granted, yeah, like I could understand, I could see it being to where the DR has a policy where it's like, yeah, if you're a cat in your 20s and flocking with a 16-year-old girl, or a 22-year-old woman with a 16-year-old boy, that everything is fine. Yeah, that's just it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work well here. And the thing with America and cultures, like we'll we'll be down with your culture and what things you have with your culture, as long as it's something that's like not gonna fly here. And this is one of those things. And it you know it reminds me of like with the Trevor Bauer situation, where that was like, the woman had restraining orders and the allegations were, heinous, and you see where he is. And I
exactly.
mean, I think there was like two other women that came out against him, and was just like, yeah, that's it. I think it's the same kind of thing with Franco. Like, you're probably not going to want to sign the guy that basically is palling around with 16-year-old girls.
Exactly. And
And that's just it.
yeah. And just to be frank, ladies and gentlemen, age of consent in Dominican Republic is 18. But I'm clarifying from a person who I know personally, that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, who let me know, who is currently still there because my job allows me to interact with people across the world, that this happens there. And a lot of the times it gets turned a blind eye to because they don't care that much. But Wanda Franco's issue is an issue that's bigger than most because of who he is and the status behind his name. So it will be a further investigation now. Like me and Rob said, I don't see him coming back. I don't see him coming back. The only way he ever makes a comeback is if they can clear him of this, because the Rays, he just signed that 11-year extension in November of 21. That's $174 million decision that they're gonna have to make. Now, if they can clear it from him, I think the Rays might maybe stand behind him because it's $174 million investment. But I don't know if they won't look to deal him if he's cleared. Because even if he's cleared, I think I'm gonna deal him. I know I might take a loss.
Mhm.
I know I'm gonna take a loss on what he is feel wise and him bad and being a switch hitter and everything like that. But I'm gonna take that loss just for PR sake. Just throwing
Mhm.
that out there. I'm gonna take that loss for PR sake. If he goes to another team and wins a ring, I may at least have a clear conscience on what I did as a team owner and a team manager. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I played the game as safe as possible. I let it go. Hey guys, I'm sorry. If you want to fire me once my contract is up, I did it for what I felt was gonna save our team PR wise,
Mhm.
versus holding on to him and possibly being in a worse incident than just his allegations. Okay, if it ever circled back around in the next 11 years. Just gonna throw it out there. But we do have one final thing to talk to you guys about. It's been pretty hot lately. The people have been talking about this. Noah Lyles said this, that NBA champions shouldn't be called world champions. Okay. Does he have a point that the NBA basketball isn't the best in the world? Now, Rob, I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead with your answer, and then I'm gonna follow with this one.
All right. So, on the question of does Noah Lyles have a point? Yes. But does Noah Lyles have a good point? Fuck no. And that's really where it comes down to it. Because he has a point where it's like, yeah, they don't play everybody in the world. They don't play every single team in the world. There is no other team that is from an international standpoint. Like there's no team, or there's one team outside of the continental US. No, sorry, outside of the United States that plays in our game or in the NBA, and that's Toronto. That's the only international team that they have in the NBA.
Yeah.
So for that matter, yes, they don't play everyone in the world. It's not like an Olympic standpoint kind of thing where you have to qualify as a team to get into the NBA, like you do in the World Cup, like you do in the Olympics, blah, blah, blah. But that made me think, how well would the Pistons fare against like a Real Madrid? And I can't think of that many national teams. I know LaMelo had a team that I think he still has a stake in Australia. They're the somethings. I don't know who else is out there. So I don't really care. But I like I said, he has a point, but it's not a good point in any kind of way. Because the other thing is the Lucas, the Giannis's,
Mm-hmm.
the whoever, the Nikola Jokic, they come to the NBA to play, to the top talent. It's not the LeBrons are going to Australia. The James Harden right now are not going to China.
Mm-hmm.
Those players are really the washouts that can't play in the NBA or are not playing in the NBA. And that's who goes there. It's not the top talent. The league where the top talent goes to is the NBA.
Yeah. And I'm gonna
And there's no
double down
really other
on
way
that.
around it.
I'm gonna double down on that. And Noah Lyles, I'm not gonna call you a jackass. Uh, even though my heart of heart wants to call you a jackass.
Jackass and
And
Jace.
yeah, because you have to realize what you do in track is a sport where it's an individual sport and it runs country to country. Yes, track is an Olympic sport and it's been there for quite some time. We care about who's the fastest, no matter what country they come from, because that guy's the fastest at what he does. Now, with that being said, Noah Lyles, whenever I think NBA, who fucking with us? Who is beating us? Maybe one of the China teams. And then here's the thing. The China teams are made up of former NBA players or people who didn't make it. I'm gonna just throw this one out there. Noah Lyles, before you open your mouth on that one, you should have thought about this. There are guys like Jimmer Fredette who averaged 6 points in his entire career that go overseas and average like 31 points. Okay? I just want you to always remember that. The lesser guys who fall off in the NBA go over there and have stunning careers. That alone should tell you that the level of competition, the bar is a lot lower than what it is over here. That alone should speak for itself. Now, were you maybe in your feelings because they get celebrated a lot? I think so. I think that's what it was. I think that you're upset because you didn't get the love for winning like Usain Bolt did whenever he did it for Jamaica. But you gotta remember something though, Noah. Jamaica ain't got no hoop team with KD, LeBron, Melo, them that played on that and all of that. They don't have that. Everybody can't be fast, but they can learn a skill like basketball. They can learn to develop skills at baseball. Everybody can't be fast. It's not, if everyone could be fast, then you wouldn't be so special as a sprinter breaking record times like you have. Yes, basketball is a talent thing, but it's also a skill thing. And you can develop skills even if you only have a ceiling on you developing that skill. The other thing I have to say is, and I appreciate him as a sprinter. He's a damn good sprinter. It's relatability. And it's not just because we are the best in the world, because that's just a fact. No matter how you try to go away from that. It's a fact that we're the best in the world. There are dudes from other countries who shine in those countries who come here to play against the best in the world. Your Giannis's, your Lucas, those dudes have come here. Okay? So I understand your frustration. It's not a problem. But don't you ever talk about my NBA basketball like that, goddamn it. Don't you ever do that again in your life, boy. Something is wrong with you. Remember, everyone may not appreciate what you do as a sprinter. And it's only a case of relatability and the fact that it's kind of proven fact that if you want to be the best, you want to play in the NBA. And I'm gonna use this one more example before we get out of here. People don't realize that Arvydas Sabonis ran them overseas leagues before he came here. And by the time he got here, even though he was still pretty damn good, he wasn't beating Shaq. Okay? He wasn't beating Shaq. Even though as skilled as he was. But he came to compete with the best of the best over here, night in and night out for some years. Just always remember that. It's the home of the brave. The home of the NBA. Where I guarantee you, if we put together the best 12-man roster right now, they're going to monkey stomp everything they're going to walk through over there. They can take their best from the China League and the Euro League and this league and that league, and whenever they're going to put them up against the 12 best in the NBA, we're going to walk on over them like I do puddles of rain. That's it. That's all I'm going to leave you with, Noah Lyles. I know that you feel some type of way. It's understandable, dude. Totally understandable. But we the best of the best over here. Best of the best. That simple. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. You know, we've let it be known. Best of the best over here. NFL season coming up. We love it. We love it. I'm going to always say this again. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your people about us. Always share us. I feel like we have great content. We're going to start dropping more videos. We're going to start hitting more hot topics as soon as they come out. We're just putting everything in place. Be with us. Tell your people about us. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love doing this. Me and Rob always love doing this. So, anything else you got to tell them, Rob?
Nah, man. Good night, Canada. Football season's almost here.
Yes, football season's almost here. We're right there. We're right there. We're right there. And I love it. But like you said, good night, Canada. Like, rate, subscribe, tell your people, share us. And we're out. Bro Amigos Podcast. We love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.